Another day, another journey to begin. We begin the journey of Bob Dylan. I am excited for this one. I've heard the name, know that he's a legend, but don't know, much about him, don't know much music, don't know any music. Definitely don't know this song. This song that we are reacting to today is Blowin' in the Wind. Never heard of it. Day in my life, never heard of it. So I'm really excited to begin a new journey with another legend, and embark on another legendary journey. So first reaction, let's do a brief summary check. American singer songwriter, generally regarded as one of the greatest songwriters ever. Dylan has been a major figure in pop culture over 60 years. Much of his most celebrated work dates from the 1960s, when songs such as Blowin' in the Wind, The Times They Are A-Changin' became anthems for civil rights and anti-war movements. Already, I love him. His lyrics during this period incorporated political, social, philosophical, and literary influences, defying pop music conventions and appealing to the burgeoning counterculture. Gotcha. Six children. Okay. Called him Jack Frost. He has a lot of nicknames, I see. Columbia Records and Asylum Records. All right. It's from St. Louis County, Minnesota. Oh, okay. Minnesota. In July 1966, a motorcycle accident led to Dylan's withdrawal from touring. During this period, he recorded a large body of songs. Oh, okay. Wow, he got in a motorcycle accident. He's published 9 books of paintings and drawings, and his work has been exhibited in major art galleries. He's sold more than 145 million records, numerous awards, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom, 10 Grammys, a Golden Globe, and an Academy Award. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Songwriters Hall of Fame. Has a Pulitzer's Prize. And a Nobel Prize in Literature. Yeah, I most vividly remember him from the We Are the World, his verse, his part in that song. So I know of him, just don't know any music. So we end that today, starting with Blowin' in the Wind. We'll do song research afterwards. Let's go.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Love him. Love him. I've only heard a minute and 38 seconds of Bob Dylan and his music. Love him. Love him. Lyrics alone. It's a very simple song. Just an acoustic guitar with, I think, a light piano in the back. I gotta listen some more. I'm so honed in on the lyrics. At first, I thought this was one of the songs that spoke out against war. Based off of the first kind of verse. But he talking about civil rights. He's talking, just everything. I love Bob Dylan. Love him. Again, we only a minute and 38 seconds. This is the first Bob Dylan song I've ever heard in my life. I love him.
How many times must a man look up before he really sees the sky? How many ears must one person have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Love him. I've only heard 2 minutes and 38 seconds of Bob Dylan in my life. Love him. Love him. Blowin' in the Wind is a song written by Bob Dylan in 1962. It was released as a single and included on his album The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan in 1963. I like that. It has been described as a protest song and poses a series of rhetorical questions about peace, war, and freedom. The refrain, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind, has been described as a impenetrably ambiguous, either the answer is so obvious it is right in your face, or the answer is as intangible as the wind. I'll take the first part. I think the metaphoric meaning behind is blowing in the wind is right there. It's right there. You know what I mean? I don't think. I mean, that is a great question. Because now when you think about it, it definitely could mean the latter. It definitely could. But I took it more so as like it's blowing in the wind. Like it's literally right here. Something that you experience and feel every day. It's right here. And for whatever reason, you disregard it. But maybe it is like a phrase of saying it's so intangible, like, can't see it, don't, sometimes it could go unnoticed. That's a great question. Did Bob ever answer that question? It was released on Columbia Records in New York City. It was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Rolling Stone in 2004 ranked it number 14 on the 500 greatest songs of all time. Despite not charting when first released as a single, it gained much radio airplay, ultimately peaking at number 3 in France on the airplay chart. I wonder why it didn't chart. Wonder why. Dylan originally wrote and performed a 2-verse version of the song. His first public performance, April 16, 1962. He recorded it on July 9th, 1962. The critic Michael Gray suggested that the lyric is an example of Dylan's quiet incorporation of biblical rhetoric into his own. That's interesting. See, that's the signs of a great lyricist. When people just sit down and think about your lyrics and they pull multiple different things, that's the sign of a great lyricist. Even if you are, like, this was pretty straightforward. This was a pretty straightforward song. I feel like Dylan didn't say or do anything that made you think, I wonder what he's talking about. We clearly know what he's talking about. But when it's so poetic that you can still have a discussion about the context of it, that's the sign of a great lyricist. That's the sign of a great lyricist. I love this. Just the conversation around it. Sam Cooke was similarly deeply impressed by the song, incorporating it into his repertoire soon after it's released, and being inspired by it to write A Change Is Gonna Come. So already, I love this song. I love Bob Dylan. I love everything about him. He inspired one of the greatest, just one of the greatest songs ever. I love Sam Cooke, A Change Gonna Come. It's like a hymn for black people. And knowing that this song inspired, I love Bob Dylan. I love Bob Dylan. I'm saying it right here. First reaction. Call it overreacting, doing too much, say whatever you want. I love Bob Dylan. No Bob Dylan disrespect will be tolerated here at the mob. I love Bob Dylan. Love him. The hell out of here. An allegation that the song was written by a high school student named Lori Wyatt, a member of Milburn High School's all-male folk band, and subsequently purchased or plagiarized by Dylan before he gained fame, was reported in an article in Newsweek magazine in November 1963. The plagiarism claim was eventually shown to be false. All right, come on. Like, knock it off. Let's knock it off. No disrespect to that person, but let's knock it off. It was in Forrest Gump. During the protests against the Iraq War, commentators noted that protesters were resurrecting songs such as Blowin' in the Wind rather than creating new ones. Hip-hop group Public Enemy referenced it in their 2007 Dylan tribute song, Long and Winding Road. I love Bob Dylan. That's it. That's all I got to say. There's really not too much deciphering that needs to be done. Again, so just for conversation's sake, I think, me personally, I will take the smack in the face interpretation of the song. I think he was saying that the answer is literally right there. And you either choose to ignore it or just maybe unconsciously don't pay it any mind. But the answer's right there. But the intangible analysis of the song, I also think that it's a great conversation. Great conversation. Love the lyrics, love the song. I love everything about it. I don't have a single complaint. Not a one. Love Bob Dylan. I can't wait to hear more. Y'all request and recommend more. If you don't, I'ma just do it on my own. But I definitely want to hear more Bob Dylan. So just know you'll be seeing and hearing more Bob Dylan on this channel soon. That's all I got to say. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, with Bob Dylan. Peace.